Good morning. Welcome to day 52, May 28th, 2024. It's early, it's about 5:30. We're sitting on the porch of the general store. Definitely some craziness last night, but overall fine. And it actually got cooled down last night, so it was good sleeping. I made a cup of coffee and came down here just because there's Wi-Fi down here, and charging some stuff. The plan today is to head over to the other area where there's grumpy bears, go for breakfast there. I think a lot of people are planning on doing that. There's a lot of people here. I wouldn't be surprised if there's 40 to 50 tents. So, and there are some people that I saw here that I have not seen for a long time. I feel like they're taking a few days here. So that's all good. Everyone's having a good time. Way past hiker midnight, there were a couple guys coming in, and one of them was lamenting his relationship issues with Charlotte, and they were very loud about it. And it was funny until it wasn't. And at some point, one of the guys, I guess they were camped next to, said, "When you come back, could you please be quiet?" And then they were quiet. So just having a little heartbreak issue on the trail. And there were some other things happening in the middle of the night, some moaning, all that good stuff. So we survived it, but overall it was good. And this is a really cool spot. So that's the morning update. All right, so it's about 7 o'clock. Had some coffee and some Wi-Fi on the porch. It's a bit chilly out, but the sun's coming. So gonna head on over to Grumpy Bears for breakfast. So gonna get the tent secure, make sure the critters don't get any food, and we might be able to text for a ride. It's about 2.5 miles away down the road, so that is the plan. A lot of people my age and older were also there. We were all commenting on our drunken friend lamenting his relationship with Charlotte. And then there was some amore in the air even later in the night. So quite a few folks are thinking of moving to Grumpy's for the second night. I don't know if that's going to make any difference, but there you have it. All right, so I really think I want to go to Grumpy's for breakfast and then check out Triple Crown Outfitters. So it's about 7:15 or so, and they don't have breakfast till 8. It's about 2.5 miles. You can text to get a ride, but I actually don't mind stretching the legs a little bit, especially without a heavy pack on. So it's a nice morning. Gonna take a little stroll and work up an appetite. I saw a couple photos on Instagram. They have a hiker breakfast. It's just eggs, a breakfast meat, maybe hash browns, but it's an all-you-can-eat pancake. And the pancakes, the photos I saw, they're huge. So that's where I'm heading. And their Wi-Fi may be a little better there in the bar. So I may try to upload a couple of videos as well. But basically, have a long day. I was even thinking about maybe leaving, getting out of here later this afternoon. depending on the status of my resupply packages, just to camp a little more isolated. We'll see. Got lots of time to decide. The general store did have pints of Ben and Jerry's for like $8, totally worth it. I actually went down last night, but they were already closed. They say they close at 5-ish, so whatever that means. But if I stick around, I'm definitely gonna grab a pint tonight for sure. That is the morning update. It's so nice walking without a backpack. So my resupply is going to be about 12 nights. Yeah, the snow is going to slow me down. The bridge is going to be out. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do there. So there's a lot of potential delay. So having some extra food is a good idea. Hopefully I won't have to worry about water carries so much, which will be very nice. But yeah, I actually slept in today till like 5:30ish. But getting up at like 4 is definitely going to be the way to go to get over the passes while the snow is still firm. Yeah, it was a little bit more of a party added environment here than I thought it would be. But I was overhearing some other people talking who had stayed here 2 nights ago, and I guess it was even worse then. So, it's just a lot of people, probably the first time they've had a lot of alcohol in a while, and they're just getting a little bit out of control, but not crazy. It was fine. Just blowing off steam. So that's not exactly what I'm out here for, but I totally get why some folks are. So yeah, we'll see. I'm like 50-50 on leaving today. It really depends. Yeah, the resupply is there and I can get everything situated. So looking forward to a big breakfast in about an hour. So just a quick little aches and pains report before I have probably one of the heaviest carries coming up. Everything feels really good. I mean, obviously I'm walking almost 3 miles just because it feels good to walk. Feet are good, shoulders are good. My back a couple days ago was like slightly tweaked, but that's fine now. And I know I sound like a broken record, but those 2 lower left ribs still a bit tender in the morning, but I can like fully sleep on either side now without any discomfort, which is nice because I sleep better on my sides. And there's just a little bit of tenderness in the morning. So I'm guessing probably a few more weeks before they're 100%, but they're probably in the high 90s right now, so not really an issue. Everything else is good. Feel good. It's interesting as you kind of overhear snippets of conversation from other thru-hikers and groups of thru-hikers dealing with various issues. Yeah, I'm pretty fortunate so far, 700 miles in, and if I hadn't taken that fall, I really wouldn't have had any issues to speak of. So things are good as far as that goes. Man, what a great morning. I'm glad I decided to do this walk. It's nice. Check in a bit. All right, so we walked about, 2 miles or so, and then a guy drove by and gave me a ride the rest of the way. Super cool. So here we are, Grumpy's. All right, I don't even think I was able to finish half of that pancake, but I got a full belly right now, and we got a little bit of a walk, not much further, to get to Triple Crown Outfitters. Gonna get an ice axe, probably propane, maybe trekking poles, and we'll see. We'll see what else Yogi has, but this is one of the must-stop places. Yogi does a great job with putting out a ton of information on Facebook, so definitely going to support the business for sure. All right, we just left Triple Crown. We got new hiking poles. I was in desperate need. We've got an ice axe, got a couple Gatorades and a few other, some camp soap, some goldfish, and a couple of other things. But that is it. So there is a shuttle leaving Grumpy's at 10, so we'll go hang out over there and get a ride back to the general store and then work on our resupply packages. But a very cool little setup here. All right, so I'm tired of seeing all the bugs in and on my tent, so I treated myself to some of this. This is the perfect time to treat it because we're outside. It'll dry quick in the sun, and hopefully it'll give us some mosquito protection for a month or so. All right, so good news, my packages were here. Got about 180 miles to VVR, and there's gonna be some detouring with the bridge that's down. So hopefully we can do the up and over route, but we might have to take the long way around. So I wanna at least take a look at it and see for myself what's going on there. So I'm gonna get all this stuff organized. I was gonna stay here 2 nights, but this really is not my scene. So I think we're gonna leave mid-afternoon, early afternoon, and at least get back on the trail and get back in the forest. Get a good night's sleep. All right, it's about 12:30 in the afternoon. We are gonna get out of here. Just get back on the trail. Got a real heavy pack, so we're not gonna go too far, and plus it's 12:30, so hopefully looking to do like 6 to 8 miles. And we'll set up camp somewhere. There should be water wherever we camp. That's the one thing we're gonna make sure of. Back on the road for about a mile. Get back to the PCT. It's been fun, General Store. Thanks. Back on the trail. Much easier going down the road than up it yesterday. All right, even though we're in the afternoon sun, back in desert-like conditions for now at the moment, it feels great to be back on trail. We've got a little extra weight with the food. Also bought an ice axe, but hopefully we'll have less of a water carry issue. So the water is heavier than the ice axe. So it's a good trade-off. And every day, my pack will get a little lighter as I keep eating. So this is just always the heaviest it's gonna be. We'll see how far we go. Not looking to crush any miles today. Just wanna get a little bit in the trail, get by a water source, call it a day, get some shade, just relax. Yeah, man, that the general store was great. I honestly thought I'd be staying 2 days there, but everyone's just right. I guess it could just be because I'm in more of a bubble, but everyone was just right on top of each other, and there were lots of shenanigans last night. I guess part of it's just timing of, 98% of everyone there is super considerate once it's dusk and nightfall, but you're always going to have a couple outliers, and they were pretty loud last night. So that's how it goes when you're in that environment. I just did not want another night of that. So get me to a stream crossing and a nice peaceful campsite. Let's go. All right, so around 1:30. We've been hiking in desert conditions in the afternoon sun, but there are trees coming up. Hopefully we'll be in a forested, shady section soon. It's got to come sooner or later, right? The desert must end. It must. Back in a wilderness area with running water nearby. Amazing. All right, quick pack break. It's about 2:30. We've got about 3 miles to where I want to camp tonight. Haven't passed any through hikers, passed some day hikers going southbound, and just passed 3 older gentlemen with backpacks doing a section hike or a backpack or something. So excited to get to camp. Hopefully we'll be there in a couple hours with running water nearby. Awesome. All right, it's almost 3, taking a quick pack break. Yeah, I think at that river crossing at the bridge, there was a group of through hikers relaxing down by the water. I think it might have been Happy Camper and her crew. So they'll probably pass me before I get to the campsite. But yeah, it's like a good campsite for starting later in the day. So I imagine there'll be a few folks there. I just need a shady spot. That's all I ask. Can't be any worse than last night. So surprisingly, the pack is really handling the weight well. Obviously I'm not doing a full 10-hour days of hiking, but everything feels really good. I guess all those 8-liter water carries are making a day like this not too bad, because I don't have 8 liters of water right now, just a lot of food. We're gaining elevation, so it's getting a little cooler, a little breezier, which is great, but we're climbing with a heavy pack, so that's the trade-off. But I'll gladly gain some elevation for a little cooler temperatures for sure. All right, so around 3:30, we just passed, I think it's Crag Creek. And now, because even though it looks like desert, we're kind of in that transition. The campground, which is about, or campsite, which is about 0.8 away, has water flowing next to it. So I didn't have to load up on a bunch of water to carry for a mile. Can just get it at the campsite, which is so nice. Just looking forward to getting there and hoping we can get a shady spot. I feel like our campsite's going to be in that green somewhere. It's looking good. Look at that beautiful shade. That is where I'm headed. Okay, just confirming that there's a stream here somewhere before I get all set up. There's supposed to be one. Oh, I think maybe I hear it now. Oh, so nice. Look at this wonderful water. Come on. That is fantastic. We can work with that. All right, we'll set up. We'll get our Crocs on before we do anything. Then we'll get the tent set up, get the water situated. What a great day. So weird. I wasn't even supposed to get into Kennedy Meadows South until today. Got in yesterday. I was really stoked to experience everything. And it was a great experience, but I thought for sure I need 2 nights there. And that just was not the case. That whole scene and crowd, 1 day of that is enough for me. I mean, it's a great place to recharge. And plus I just come out of Ridgecrest, so like I didn't even feel like I needed to do laundry or really needed a shower. Sure, I could have taken one, but it was only like 2.5 days out of Ridgecrest. But for me, there's no doubt about it. Those 2 nights in a hotel are what I need to recharge. Yesterday was more just errands, getting resupply, and suffering through the night. That is not my idea of a good time. So I'm glad we checked it out. The meal at Grumpy's was great. I bet you their dinners and lunches are fantastic as well. And the guy who picked me up on my road walk to Grumpy's, even he said he didn't think the party atmosphere was at Grumpy's, like, because he had stayed there 2 nights or something. It was just more like 20-somethings, you know, all the ultralighters, the big miles, not necessarily the partiers. So I think all the old guys like me and gals just figured it's a safe bet to stay at Kennedy Meadows because all the youngins are going to Grumpy's. But turns out maybe it's the older folks who are the problem. Or I just think it was the 2 problems last night were both 20-somethings. They were just a little too much to drink. But yeah, tonight's gonna be much better. Looking forward to a nice night at camp. I'll check in a bit. Yeah, so even though I didn't do any laundry, the one thing I will do is these socks are pretty dusty, and a lot of times if you just rinse them out in the creek really good and let them out to dry, they kind of get their softness back and all the dirt and the grime is out of them. So it helps extend their life, and it feels better on my feet. So I'm definitely going to do that. It's kind of cloudy a little bit, so if it was really hot, I would like dump this in there too, just to kind of give it a rinse, but I don't think that's happening today, but that's fine. Yeah, this is such a nice campsite. I bet you I would be surprised if that crew I saw at the bridge, they'll probably end up here, and then those 3 older guys, section hikers, whatever they are, this also seems like a reasonable spot. It's like 4 o'clock, so we'll see who shows up. Always nice to chat with some friendly faces and some new faces, so just got to get motivated to get all the chores done, and then we can settle down and relax and start making our pack lighter by eating. All right, all the chores are done. Let's go wash these socks out. I think I'm gonna have some hot chocolate. It's nice in the shade. And now I have to tell myself, because the ice axe is like a new thing, I have to put it somewhere where I'm not gonna forget it in the morning, just because I'm not used to having one or attaching one. It's been what? Close to 2 months without having one, so I can definitely see myself leaving it behind. So I'm gonna have to be mindful of that until it becomes part of the morning routine. So I'll have to figure that out. All right, it's a little after 5 o'clock. We've got some hot chocolate. We've got some more Cheez-Its. I think tonight we'll do a ramen soup and a mashed potatoes with bacon. And yeah, decaf and dessert after that. I'm glad I didn't try and eat that whole pancake. I think it would have been rough trying to climb out of Kennedy Meadows this afternoon with a full belly. So moderation was the key there. Did have at least 2 thru-hikers, maybe more, go by. It might have been that group down at the river. So yeah, I guess we'll see if those 3 older gentlemen show up here, and if anyone else who came after me showed up. Wow, there's a ton of flies out here. Look at this. Can you see them all flying around out there? So I did drench the whole tent with permethrin. I got it at Yogi's place, TCO. So we'll see what that does as far as keeping the bugs away. I washed out the socks. They're drying out in the tent. Really good day. Looking forward to, I think we'll have one more snow-free day, and then we'll be back in the snow after that, at least partially for parts of the day. So one more snow-free day, and then the microspikes and the ice axe will be handy. So stay tuned for all that snow coverage. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it here, and we'll see you in the morning. Yeah, it feels a little nice and chilly. I'm going to leave the rain fly off. It seems like it might get a little windy here, but that's okay. I'll just stay under the sleeping bag, and we'll see if I get up at normal time tomorrow, like 4-ish, or if I'm a little later. I'm not going to set an alarm. We'll just kind of go with the flow. See you in the morning.
Good afternoon. I'm on my lunch break from work, and I checked the mail, and Brian sent me some stuff that he didn't need on the trail. So I thought it might be fun for us to open it together. So let me flip you around. Okay, so it looks like Brian had extra ramen, M&Ms, coffee and hot chocolate supplies, a Northside, Peak. These suckers are pricey, so glad he sent that home. Socks with holes, we'll return those and get new ones from Darn Tough. Snickers bars. Oh, Snickers bars. And I was trying to figure out what this is, but it must be the pack cover for his Osprey, because Brian doesn't like the pack covers, which to each his own. But that's what Brian sent home. And so I'll swap out some of the, like the north sides that's seen, the packaging has seen what it is. So I'll kind of sub that in for one that he already sent. Brian just got to Kennedy Meadows South, so we were able to FaceTime last night briefly, and I'm sure he's doing all his errands and resupply stuff today before he heads out to the Sierras. So I'm sure he'll have some great updates for today as well.